Shri Radha Vinod Bihari Ju ki jai, Shri Govina Gopinath Maran Mohan Ju ki jai, Nitya Lila Pravishtam Vishnupad Ashata Rashata Shishimar Bhaktivedānta Nārāyaṇa Gosvāmī Mahārāja Śrīla Gurudeva ki jai, Nitya Lila Pravishtam Vishnupad Ashata Rashata Shishimar Bhaktivedānta Vāman Gosvāmī Mahārāja ki jai, Nitya Lila Pravishtam Vishnupad Ashata Rashata Shishimar Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Gosvāmī Mahārāja ki jai, Nitya Pravishtam Vishnupad Ashata Rashata Shishimar Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Gosai Prabhupada ki jai. Nitya Pravishta Maha Bhagavat Śrīla Gurudeva Babaji Maharaj ki jai. Nitya Pravishta Satchidananda Bhakti Vinod Thakur ki jai. Nitya Pravishta Vaishnav Sarvabhauma Śrīla Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj ki jai. Shri Rupanuga Gauriya Guru Varga ki jai. Shri Rupa Sanatan Bhatta Raghunath, Shri Jeev Gopala Patadash Raghunath, Shāra Goswami Prabhu ki jai. Shri Sarup Dāmodarāṣṭakam Ramanandari Shri Gaur Parshad Vrinda ki jai. Nam Acharya Śrīla Haridas Thakur ki jai. Prem se kaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Shri Kshetra Mandala, Gora Mandala, Vraja Mandala, Mathura Vrindavan Dham ki jai. Sarva Abhishta Bharata Giriraj Maharaj ki jai. Shri Radha Kunda Shama Kunda ki jai. Shri Amuna Devi Ganga Devi ki jai. Shri Tulsi Maharani Vrinda Devi ki jai. Shri Bhakti Devi ki jai. Shri Purnamasi Yoga Maya ki jai. Shri Gopeshwar Mahadev ki jai. Shri Harinam Sankirtan ki jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai. Shri Radha Damodar Ju ki jai, Shri Yashoda Damodar ki jai, Shri Dāmodarāṣṭakam ki jai, Shri Satyavrat Muni ki jai, Shri Sanatana Goswami Par ki jai, Shri Gurudev ki jai, Shri Damodar Vrat ki jai, Vrat Palankari Bhakta Vrinda ki jai, Shri Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai, Shri Nitai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bo. Hari Bo. So now we're going to go, this is going to be a short reading today. It's not such a long purport. We're reading my Gurudev's commentary on verse 7 of Dāmodarāṣṭakam, my Gurudev's Dig-darśinī-vṛtti. This morning we read from Śrīla Sanatana Goswami Pad's Dig-darśinī-tika, and now we're reading the here. Okay. Let's go over the Sanskrit. Oh God. I'm doing this on the fly and I'm not a Sanskrit scholar, so I don't know any Sanskrit, I mean. So let's see. Okay. Let's first sing it and then I'll try to explain the words. Namami Satchidananda Rupam Rasat Kundalam Gokule Brajamanam Yashoda Bhiyo Lokha Ladhavamanam Paramrishtamadhyam Tattodruttago Akuveratmajo Badha Murtaiva Yadva Tvayama Chito Bhakti Bhajo Krito Cha Tata Prema Bhakti Swakame Prayacha Namokshe Graho Misti Damodare Namami Shvaram Satchidananda Rupam Lasakundalam Gokule Brajamanam. So, Kuber Atmajo Badhamurtaiva Yatvat Tvaya Mochito Bhakti Bhajo Kritocha. So Yadvat means just as. Just as Kuber Atmajo, that means the Atmajo, the two sons of Kuvera. Remember, anything that ends with the O is in dual case. So Atmajo means both to the two sons. And mochito means they were delivered. And bhakti bhajo means that they were krito, they were made bhajo, recipients of bhakti. So whenever you see that, it's in dual case. So just as Eva, certainly the two sons of Kuveratmajo, just as they were mochito, they were delivered, and they were made krito, into bhajo, recipients of bhakti, by tvaya, by you who are baddha murtya, by the one whose murti, whose form, whose vigraha was baddha, was bound. So even though they were in bondage and you were bound, you delivered them and you made them recipients of bhakti. So yadvat, just like that, tata, in the same way, prema bhaktim swakam me prayacha. Please give me prayacha, give me prem bhakti. And I don't know what swakam means here. I'm thinking it means unto you, though. Swakam, like your bhakti. So bhakti unto you, but I actually am not sure about that word. Then na mokshe graho misti Dāmodarāṣṭakam. Did I share my screen? I did. Okay, good. I do not. Graha means to yearn for, to long for. I do not yearn for moksha. Na mokshe, not moksha. Oh Damodar. Wait. Let's see. How does this? Yeah. Oh Damodar. For me, I just want this. Iha. Iha means this prema bhakti. That's all I yearn for. Asti. These words here I'm not 100% clear on, but I think so. I remember in Sanatana Goswami's commentary, he also mentioned that Iha can mean here in the Sri Vrindavan Dham, because Satyavrat Muni was praying from Vrindavan. So I only want this stuff. But okay. So let's just read the Sanskrit one more time. Kuveratma jo baddha murtyaiva yadvat tvaya mochito bhakti bhajo krito cha tata prema bhaktim swakam me prayacha na mokshe grahomesti Dāmodarāṣṭakam. Okay, so now let's read my Gurudev's commentary on this verse. I'm going to shut off these lights. Okay. Let me see this. Anybody else there? Okay. There's one person watching on Facebook. Haribol, whoever that is. Okay. In the previous verse, Sri Satyavrat Muni prayed with great eagerness for direct darshan of Sri Bhagavan because he was overcome by a special kind of prem, a prem vishesh. However, due to the extraordinary longing in his prayers, a form of prem bhakti instantly awakened, indicating the sprout of prem or the stage of bhav bhakti, causing him to realize that such direct darshan is only rarely accomplished. Therefore, having determined that prem bhakti is certainly the only means to attain that darshan, he now prays to Sri Bhagavan with the hope of attaining prem bhakti. Alternatively, the sage fears that his mind will not be satiated after having Sri Bhagavan's darshan only once. And at the same time, he dreads the agony of separation from Sri Bhagavan when he will not be able to see him the very next moment. He therefore prays to attain prem bhakti, having ascertained that prem bhakti is the sole means of capturing the Lord forever. Despite this conclusion, he still felt apprehensive. How such a severe offender like me attain the most rare treasure of prem bhakti? Wait a second. I recognize this. I'm reading. Sorry, we already read this morning. Sorry, I wasn't reading. I was reading Sanatana Gosvāmī Pad's commentary. Okay, let's move over to Dig-darśinī-vṛtti. Sorry about that. Okay. In the previous verse, Sri Satyavrat Muni, so Dig-darśinī-vṛtti by my Śrīla Gurudeva. In the previous verse, Sri Satyavrat Muni performed Nam Sankirtan with a melted heart. By the potency of Nam Sankirtan, he received direct darshan of his worshipful Damodara for just a moment. It is as if Sri Krishna had said to him, "O sage, I am pleased with you. Request anything you wish." Sri Satyavrat Muni now says, even though you yourself were bound, you freed the two sons of Kuver, Nalakuvar and Manigriv, who had been cursed by Sri Narad to live as twin Arjuna trees. And you also delivered them from the repeated cycle of birth and death within material existence. Furthermore, you made them recipients of the highest form of bhakti to you by granting them prem bhakti. In the same way, please profusely bestow upon me prem bhakti for you. Prayacha means bestow upon me prem bhakti for you. Kuver is the treasurer of the demigods, and his two sons, because of their vast wealth, became intoxicated by pride. The scriptures describe 4 characteristics that intoxicate a man who possesses them. Great opulence and wealth is one of these. The other 3 are beauty, learning, and noble birth. A curse given by a saint is identical to his blessing. Both are meant for our ultimate benefit, but we cannot always understand this. Sri Narad apparently cursed the sons of Kuvera, Nalukuvara, and Manigriv. Intoxicated by the pride of wealth, you have become so dull that you are acting like trees. So be it. Become trees. The moment these words issued from Sri Narad's mouth, the two sons of Kuver could feel their bodies turning into trees. They fell at Sri Narad's lotus feet and begged him to arrange for their deliverance. Sri Narad consoled them. Listen, at the end of Dwapar Yuga, Swayam Bhagavan Shri Krishna, the original personality of Godhead, will appear in Gokul and deliver you. Saying this, Sri Narad left that place. The two brothers took birth as twin Arjuna trees in the courtyard of Sri Nanda Mahāraja's house. After tying up Sri Krishna, Mother Yashoda returned to the house to churn yogurt. At that time, Sri Krishna recalled this incident and the statement made by his dear devotee Sri Narad, ordaining the deliverance of the two sons of Kuber. Pretending that he was simply playing with his friends, he crawled over to the two Arjuna trees to deliver them, pulling the grinding mortar behind him. When he crawled beneath the two trees, the grinding mortar became lodged between them. And as Sri Krishna pulled it with great force, the massive trees came crashing down to the ground, making a tumultuous sound. From the ancient trees, 2 heavenly personalities at once emerged, circumambulated Sri Krishna, and began offering prayers to him. Sri Krishna then blessed them both with prema bhakti. Those 2 personalities became the famous narrators, Madhukanta and Snigdhakanta, in Aprakat Vraj, the unmanifest Vraj Dham situated in the heart of the spiritual sky. There they eternally recite the sweet pastimes of Sri Krishna and Sri Nanda Mahāraja's assembly. Śrīla Rupa Gosvāmī Pad explains how one can attain prem bhakti. Adho shraddha tata sadhu sangha bhajana kriya tato narta nivritti syat tato nishta ruchistata atasaktis tato bhavas tata prema abhyudhanchati sadhakanam ayam premna pradhurbhave bhavet krama. I'm just remembering when I was little, like, I don't know, every year we got to pick a verse to say for Gurudev, and so one year I picked this verse, and I'm just noticing that I've always been saying Pradur Bhave Bhave Krama. It's Pradur Bhave Bhave Krama. Anyways, whatever. Okay, that's from Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu 1:4-15-16. In the heart of the sadhak, first Shraddha, faith develops. After that comes Sadhu Sangha, association with saints, Bhajana Kriya, regulated devotional activities, and then Anartha-nivritti, the clearing of unwanted habits. Next, the sadhak develops Nishta in bhajan, that's fixed determination in devotional service, followed by Ruchi, taste. Then he develops Asakti, intense attachment to bhajan. Intense attachment to bhajan and to the object of bhajan. That's Vrajendranandan Sri Krishna, sorry. After this, Shuddha Sattva, pure unalloyed transcendental existence, descends into the heart of the sadhak in the form of bhav, spiritual emotions. And finally, prem arises. Shuddha Sattva? Okay. I'm just thinking about the translation of that. Anyways. This is the gradual development of love of Godhead. Prem Bhakti actually develops in many sequences, but the most celebrated process and the one that is delineated in the scriptures is described here. From time immemorial, all the souls who are averse to Sri Bhagavan have been tossed about by the countless waves of misery in the fathomless ocean of material existence. They have simply been wandering aimlessly. However, when, by the special grace of Sri Bhagavan, the time comes for their worldly entanglements to end, they attain the company of devotees. In the association of saints, a sadhak obtains the great fortune of hearing the glories of the bhaktas, of bhakti, and of Bhagavan directly from the mouths of exalted personalities. Next, as a result of bhakti mukhi sukriti, pious merits related to bhakti, transcendental faith, or paramarthik shraddha, arises within the sadhak's heart. The indication that this kind of shraddha has awakened in his heart is that he firmly believes in the statements of the scriptures and longs to hear Harikatha. Upon the dawning of such faith, in a sincere way, he begins to associate with devotees. At this point, he begins to practice bhajan, and his anarthas start to vanish. His bhajan soon becomes steadfast, nishta, and he subsequently acquires a taste, ruchi, for the process. Eventually, he develops profound attachment, asakti, for his bhajan, and for the object of his bhajan, his worshipful Lord. When this stage matures, it becomes bhav, the sprouting stage of ecstatic loving emotions. Then prem finally arises in his heart. This is the sequence in which prem appears within the heart of a sadhak. Hearing the prayers of Satyavrat Muni, Sri Krishna says, O sage, you should accept liberation, which includes complete freedom from all the miseries of material existence. The sage responds, O my Lord, I may encounter innumerable troubles in this life, and according to my past deeds and impressions, I may have to take birth in any species of life or even in hell. But I have no concern for my material fate. I just beg you to give me abundant prem bhakti for you. This is my only prayer. All of our acharyas explain that if a sadhak wants to attain this prem bhakti, he must always seek the association of those who have prem bhakti for Sri Bhagavan in their heart. Vritrasura's prayer found in Srimad Bhagavatam 6:11-27 illustrates such a strong aspiration for this type of association. This is a very important shloka. If you don't have it memorized, it's good to memorize. Mamottama shloka janeshu sakyam sangsara chakre brahmata swakarmabhi Tvanmayayatmatmajagdara gehe shvasakta chittasya nanatha bhuyat. O Master, I do not want liberation. I am not concerned if I must repeatedly roam about in this vicious cycle of birth and death as a result of my actions. But I pray that wherever I go, and in whichever species I take birth, may I maintain loving friendships with your dear devotees who have prem bhakti for you. O Master, I pray that I will not have to maintain any relation with those who are subjected to your illusory potency and are therefore attached to their bodies, homes, wives, children, families, and others. A genuine sadhak should aspire to have such lobh, such intense greed to attain prem bhakti for Sri Bhagavan. This lobh can appear in anyone, in any stage of life. If Raganuga Bhakti, spontaneous loving devotion, which is characterized by intense greed, arises in someone's heart, he becomes worshipful for the whole world. Furthermore, by his Prem Bhakti, he even brings Sri Krishna, who is unconquerable, under his control. Thus, Sri Satyavrat Muni prays, O Master, you are bound by the rope of your mother's love. Please profusely bestow upon me Prem Bhakti for your form as Damodar, who is bound by his devotee. Thus ends the Dig-darśinī-vṛtti on the 7th verse. Jai Ho, Jai Shri Radha Damodar Ki Jai. All right, so tomorrow we will be reading the last verse. We'll finish tomorrow. And then, yeah. It's interesting. Usually there's a lot more people here by now, but there's one person watching on Facebook. Anyways, yeah, so read it tomorrow, the eighth verse, and then the day after tomorrow, I'm hoping. The day after tomorrow is Anukut, isn't it? Or no, Anukut's in 3 days from now. Anyways, I guess in 3 days from now, I'm going to be starting a program where I go through Dāmodarāṣṭakam and go through the meanings of all the words, and I'll try to go through a process where we can, to help you memorize the verses of Dāmodarāṣṭakam. So if you'd like to join that, then I'll make an announcement soon about it. All right. Jai Shri Sachinandan Gaur Hari Ki Jai, Shri Radha Vinod Bihari Ju Ki Jai, Shri Radha Damodar Ki Jai, Jai Śrīla Gurudeva Ki Jai, Jai Śrīla Param Gurudev Ki Jai, Jai Śrīla Prabhupada Ki Jai, Shri Rupanu Gauriya Guru Varga Ki Jai, Sapashaji Gaur Nityananda Prabhu Ki Jai, Radha Krishna Gopa Gopigan Ki Jai, Shri Giriraj Maharaj Ki Jai, Shri Tulsi Maharani Vrinda Devi Ki Jai, Shri Bhakti Devi Ki Jai, Shri Giriraj, sorry, I already did it. Shri Dāmodarāṣṭakam ki jai, Shri Satyavrat Muni ki jai, Sanatan Gosvāmī Par ki jai, Śrīla Gurudeva ki jai, Shri Harinam Sankirtan ki jai, Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai, Shri Nitai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bo. All right, thank you for reading with me. Jai Shri Radhe.